Las Vegas Raiders star tight end Darren Waller is looking to return next week. This was reported by Paul Gutierrez, who talked to Darren Waller at the Aces game, and Darren Waller said, hey, I'm going to be back next week. People have speculated, hey, is this a contract issue? Is this an injury issue? What exactly is going on with Darren Waller? But all that matters is that he's going to be in a Raiders uniform and be back next week, and that's what's going to happen. And by the way, Josh McDaniels was asked this morning about Darren Waller. Is it an injury? Is it something else? What's been going on?
Some speculation about Waller. It is an injury-related thing, is what you're saying.
He's working to get back. Yeah.
We asked Derek.
You see Josh McDaniels there laughing a little bit, not giving you a straight answer as to what's going on, which is good. You look, I want my coaches to lie to me. I never want coaches to tell exactly the truth. I want the enemies to not know exactly what we're doing or where we're going. So I like that Josh McDaniels is playing it smart, and he had a little laugh and a smile there. And to me, that gives me the sense that an extension is near. And I'm going to tell you why I think that in just a second. I'm also going to tell you why I also think that Darren Waller will be incredibly important for the Raiders' success in this upcoming year. One key statistic you might not know about Waller and Davante Adams. But Adam Schefter also reported this morning that Waller has been held out of training camp due to a hamstring issue. Really interesting. Josh McDaniels, the language in which he talked about this, he was saying, oh, he's working to get back. He really downplayed the injury issue, and it didn't seem like that big of a deal. However, when he was talking about injuries, he talked about another important person, and that is Brandon Parker. And I want to say something. A lot of people have spread tons of fake news about Brandon Parker and him going on IR. They sent out false reports, a lot of influencers, social media, YouTube, Instagram, just to get clicks. And when you hear Josh McDaniels talk about Brandon Parker, says he's working to get back.
Brandon Parker seemed like he got dinged up a little bit in that game on Thursday. Any status report on Brandon?
Yeah, no, both guys working back. You know what I mean? So, we have a lot of guys, I would say, are in that boat. Right now, I mean, it's our third real week of training camp, in terms of practices. I think this is practice 15, if I'm not mistaken, somewhere in that vicinity. So a lot of guys that are, bumps, bruises.
And so when Brandon Parker does come back and you see all these reports, there's tons of people who think he's out for the season and on IR. I think that's really messed up and sad to just report things very quickly when you don't have all the facts right. And it looks like, from all accounts, according to Josh McDaniels, Brandon Parker's working to get back, and he will be back. So, hey, sorry, Brandon Parker, for these other people. I didn't do that shit. I made a story saying, hey, Brandon Parker's not on IR. Either way, the reason why I think Darren Waller is going to get an extension soon is because, look, we've been having this thing where he hasn't been at practice since July 30th and all that. The Raiders still have $21 million in cap space. He's coming back next week. I highly doubt he'd be coming back without some type of guarantee in some form, some type of negotiation of his contract, because this dude's making $7 million a year. It's insane. But he was hanging out at Mark Davis at that Aces game. So at that Aces game where he told Paul Gutierrez, yo, I'm going to be back next week, he's talking to Mr. Big Cheese Mark Davis. And when you're talking to Mr. Big Cheese Mark Davis and the governor of Nevada, and you're smiling and laughing, I'm sure good things are happening. I'm sure a new contract is developing and people are about to get paid. So this gives me a lot of optimism with Darren Waller, and then coupled with the fact that obviously he says he's coming back, Josh McDaniels seems optimistic about this. And this really is sort of the final piece that completes the Raiders offense and makes it so it's going to be a reality. Because at one moment you wake up, heading into the 2022 season, and you think it's too good to be true. Are we really going to have Renfro, Waller, and Davante Adams for multiple years? Is this really freaking happening? And once this Darren Waller extension happens, yes, it really is freaking happening. Like, this is going to be one of the best offenses in the NFL. Little known fact that some people don't know: in 2020, the last time Darren Waller played a complete season, Darren Waller was actually number 2 against man coverage and PFF grade against man coverage, number 2 in the NFL. And who was number 1 in 2020? Davante Adams. So we're going to have the first and second best players against man coverage in this upcoming season. based on those 2020 numbers. So that's insane to me that we're going to have this much of an advantage. And this is, among all wide receivers, all tight ends, they are grading straight up this high. Couple that with Hunter Renfrow, and obviously Derek Carr is a great quarterback. So things are looking optimistic here. A lot of optimism in the building on the offensive side of the ball. Still no updates really on any of the defensive players. I would say the biggest issue with defensive players who have not been around are the cornerbacks. But like Josh McDaniel says, he says there's a lot of guys working to get back, and it could just be the nicks and bumps that happen with training camp. Once you start training camp, we are in week 3, I believe, of training camp. You're gonna have some people sit out some practices, and rather people sit out now than wait till we have to play the freaking Chargers week 1. So things are looking great. Darren Waller strapping up, Raiders uniform against the Chargers week 1. That is all I care about. Whooping Justin Herbert's ass, taking down Joey Noza, showing Khalil Mack that, hey, bro, I don't think you are worth $30 million a year. Okay, I think that's what we need to do week 1. So, hey, either way, like this video if you haven't already, and subscribe to the Raiders Rundown for more Raiders content. My name is WiFiWillie. Peace out, and I hope you have a good one.